Hi Cancer, welcome to your March 2020 love reading. It's Raina here. So I did a love reading for Cancer on Valentine's Day, and I think I even said it was for March, but it would be too weird to include that with the other one, so I'm going to give you a bonus reading. And yeah, so here it is. And I'm using the I said it in my last reading, I called it the wrong thing. It's actually Ethereal Visions. It's an Art Nouveau deck. I've used it before, and this is the back of it. It matches my backdrop. So that's pretty cool. It's gilded. Okay. So the heart of the matter is the Page of Pentacles. As we are beginning the month of March, we have the Mercury retrograde still in effect in Pisces, which is a fellow water sign, and you know, pages can be messages. So this is, I say to everybody, regardless of what sign they are, that the Mercury retrograde sometimes, because Mercury is dealing with communication and retrograde is obviously going over something, so you may get a communication from somebody in the past, calling you, writing you, or emailing usually, and that can be even a past love. I mean, it's possible it could be a friendship. It doesn't have to be one versus the other. But in the case of any kind of relationship that you hear from, there may be the dilemma of, like, should we, you know, re-establish contact? Because, so I'm doing this as a love reading. If this is somebody in that vein, you know, is it going to really be any different? Because we have here in the past position the Ace of Cups, and this is new love. So if these two cards are connected, maybe that person that you have a new relationship with is an earth sign. So that's Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, your opposite sign. And regardless, oh, I like that light. That's much better. Okay, stay like that, universe. And the point being that this could be something solid. If you are single and the Ace of Cups is totally not what you have experienced, perhaps you are ready for love, and it's possible that for a while you resisted it, and now you're ready, and now you can, maybe you're starting to talk to somebody. The higher message is the Eight of Wands, and I talk about this, it's like all heaven breaking loose, everything happening at once. This is the spiritual message. So for those people who are single and have had quite a drought romantically, take heart. You may be right on the edge of having that relationship. Understand, I mean, I'm talking about even like a soulmate type of relationship. Just because in this moment you haven't experienced that doesn't mean that you're not going to do it a day from now or 6 months from now. I think love is one of those things that we cannot control the same way we can go down a career track, or if you're in college, you take the curriculum to get your degree, to chase a piece of paper. Those things are more easily controlled. But the love realm is more magical in terms of like, how does it happen? When does it happen? You still have the North Node in your sign until early May. So understand that wherever you are in this moment, this is like your time. When the North Node is transiting your sign, it's like extra message from the universe that you are having a date with destiny in some way. And I think also with the Eight of Wands, if you're single, be prepared to be spontaneous. I think Cancers tend to be kind of cautious, and they kind of like feel themselves, you know, you're a water sign, so you feel like you use your feelers. I don't know how else to put it, to feel out, you know, whether something's safe, whether something is going to be good for you. But sometimes you have to be bold. Wands are fire energy, and fire energy is bold. It's confident. It's extroverted. It's not introverted like Cancer, water energy. And it just takes a chance sometimes. And so you may have to take a chance. I'm wondering, let me see if there's, I was trying to see if there's anything. Yeah, no, maybe it's a Taurus person. What crosses you is the Eight of Swords. Oh, let me see how they, this deck is faithful to Rider-Waite, which is really nice if you are learning the tarot, because you're going to have similar images and it'll be easy to interpret. So you see this person, it looked like she was holding a baby. That's why I was like kind of confused. I really don't know what she's holding. She's blindfolded, but I don't know what she's holding. You know, it looks like some kind of a cloth or something. But she's bound and she's also blindfolded. This is about negative self-talk, negative mindset, and messages that, you know, self-limiting beliefs is probably the best way of putting it. What are you telling yourself? You know, it's funny, I'm looking at this, it seemed almost kind of like, I don't know why, it just seems kind of forlorn. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Oh, and by the way, the Page of Pentacles can also be like a student. And this is where the Mercury retrograde is occurring in your 9th house, which is like a university house. So, maybe somebody, your college sweetheart. Wouldn't that be something, huh? But anyway, so the Eight of Swords in the challenge position is how you hold yourself back with your own beliefs about life and love. Okay, and how do you do that? Why do you do that? It's obviously, you know, this is one of the things that it's so hard to impress upon people when it comes to love and obtaining it for yourself, is that you really do have to come from a place of inner wealth. If you're coming from a deficit and you're looking to somebody and saying, please save me, please make me love myself, please love me, you're coming from from lack consciousness. And that kind of dependent attitude is something that will tend to push away healthier people who realize that it's not going to work, that they will always be blamed for not loving you in the right way. So you have to really cultivate that within yourself. And the building blocks, or building block of that, is how you think of yourself, how you speak to yourself, and what you think about life itself. What is your what is your, like, what do they call it, your philosophy or worldview. If you have that type of mentality that you have to have love at any costs, then that is problematic, and that is going to lead to one relationship ending after the other, or being stuck in an unhappy relationship. And, in some cases having children under those circumstances and complicating things even further. So it starts and ends with you. And that's what so with the Eight of Swords, it's one of those building blocks. What's coming in is represented by the Page of Swords. This is about, to me, first of all, again, we have two pages, the kind of the birth of, or the Ace of Cups, pages and aces, beginning stages, the birth with the ace. Swords is kind of discernment to me, and ability to see, the willingness to kind of investigate. And so if you are starting a relationship, I mean, according to these cards, of course this is a general reading, so just for fun we're doing these readings, but according to these cards, there may be new love coming in for you in the month of March. But this may be something that is carrying over from February. Maybe you have been it's possible you have fallen in love with somebody earlier than March, and now you're starting to talk to them and you're starting to cultivate that type of relationship. You don't want to push it away. That's what the Eight of Swords is about. Your own issues can maybe push things away for you. So it's being much more aware of what your mindset is and how you create your own reality, really. And the Page of Swords is maybe being very deliberate and clear-eyed as you communicate with such a person. I call this a spy card, or maybe somebody else invented it first, but the idea of wanting to make sure, vet a potential love partner to see that they are who they claim to be. And the outcome is the Hierophant. This can have, metaphysical or, religious overtones, where you are looking at things from a higher perspective when it comes to love, not just the mundane perspective, that you want something more than the typical relationship. But this can also be a card of Taurus. It can be a card of marriage. It can mean that this is the kind of relationship that you're looking for. Traditional relationship. Cancer tends to be a traditional sign. And you tend, I have to say tend because there's always going to be outliers. You tend to be somebody who is interested in marriage versus shacking up, living with somebody. You really prefer that because you are interested in the old-fashioned way of doing things. And so what that suggests to me is, of course, not saying getting married now. I'm saying that this is a relationship that may have that kind of durability. Boy, I just made it sound like like a vacuum cleaner or something. But anyway, sorry about that. So I hope that you received something from this, Cancer. If you would like a personal reading, with love readings, if you have a relationship, I have relationship readings that deal with looking at your partner's information. One of the things that I find is that people sometimes want to give other people the benefit of the doubt, and I think that's a good thing. But on the other hand, you may be getting I never know if it's gaslighted or gaslit. Gaslit. Maybe you're getting gaslit. In other words, somebody may be saying, oh, that's all in your head. You're too sensitive. I'm sure a Cancer person now or then has been accused of being too sensitive, right, from another person. And maybe sometimes you have been too sensitive, or it could be that the other person's trying to put it all on you. You're the reason. So my website is rainamoonastrology.com, and the link to my online store is below. Take care, Cancer. Have a good March. Bye.